Hey guys, what's up? KillJoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we're talking about a potential sequel to Willy's Wonderland. In a minute I'm gonna be talking about the possibilities of that, but first I'm gonna need you guys to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Also, please consider supporting me on Patreon. I'm currently working on a Scream fan film that I could use some funding for. The link for that will be in the description below. Alright, now let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Well, I'm Pennywise the Dancing Clown.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
You son of a...
God, don't do that.
Well, sometimes that is better.
So will a Willy's Wonderland sequel even happen? Well, first off, let's talk about logistics. Willy's Wonderland was made with a $5 million budget, most people estimating that a lot of that money went towards Nick Cage actually being in the film, which wouldn't surprise me, to be totally honest with you. The film does look a little low budget, so I mean, if they did do a sequel, theoretically without Nick Cage, they could probably make it for a heck of a lot cheaper. But I think it would lose a lot without Nicolas Cage, just like how I talked about in my Versus video. That's kind of the thing that makes this film stand out so much. So if they're gonna get Nick Cage back, he's probably gonna want more money. They're gonna have a higher budget for this sequel, which I don't know if that could even happen, considering that the film has only grossed a little over $100,000 so far. But considering the pandemic and the fact that it came out in February, those numbers are actually pretty good. If this film would have came out in October and had a longer theatrical release, opposed to its weekend-long theatrical release just in the United States, I guarantee you this movie would have made a lot more money. There was so much hype for it, especially like online. People thought it was gonna be like a FNAF movie. A lot of people would have gone to see this thing if the pandemic wasn't around. So there is potential for a studio to recognize that and like throw some money at him and be like, yo, make a sequel and release it when the pandemic's over. The writer of the film, Geo Parsons, even stated online a couple of times that if the film got enough love, he would make a sequel. But unfortunately, we live in a greedy capitalistic society and love just means how much money it made. So maybe it does really well on its Blu-ray release, I don't know. But then there's also the thought of like, how would they write a sequel? All of the animatronics are dead. I mean, I guess you could argue that Siren Sarah lived through that explosion, but probably not. And even then, you're only working with one animatronic there, like what the heck? After reading a bunch of theories online though, I have seen a lot of people say, hey, what if Siren Sarah survived that ending explosion? And then she like goes and rebuilds all the animatronics into like more creepy versions. Or what if she builds like one big mecha robot that Nicolas Cage has to fight? Or scratch everything I just said and we see Nick Cage break down in another city that also has another Willy's Wonderland. Except just call it something else, and then we have new animatronic characters for Nick Cage to fight. I think that last one is a bit of a stretch, but I wouldn't be surprised if a sequel came out and we had new animatronic characters. We see some fan favorites return, of course, like maybe Ozzy the Ostrich, Willy the Weasel, Siren Sarah, but then they got like a whole new army of crazy new, like, creatures. Maybe like a big penguin dude with like a long-ass beak that pokes somebody's eyes out, which we didn't get to see in the dang movie. I was really hoping Ozzy would get somebody's eye poked out or something by the end of this film, and it just didn't happen. So please, Geo Parsons, if you're watching this, get some kind of bird creature in your next film so that it can poke somebody's eyes out. I'm not asking for much here. I feel like that's an easy effect to do, too. I like eyeball kills, alright? Fight me, internet. But do I think a Willy's Wonderland sequel is gonna happen? Probably not. Would I like one? Yeah, sure, of course. I mean, that was a fun movie. It wasn't a great movie by any means, but it was fun to watch, and I'd watch another one, sure. It's probably just gonna end up being a standalone film, but if somehow they crank out a sequel out of nowhere, I would be really surprised and, well, pretty happy. And you know your boy would be covering it on this channel. But what do you guys think about a Willy's Wonderland sequel? Would you even want one? Do you think it's gonna happen, or like, not really? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching my video on a potential Willy's Wonderland sequel. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Please consider supporting me on Patreon. The link for that will be in the description below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at KillJoyJake1, on Instagram at KillJoy_Jake, and on TikTok, just KillJoyJake. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.